Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good. Are you all well? All good? Yeah? All ready for some meditation? Yeah? Okay. So let's see how things go. So let's settle down and, as usual, just sit down, find a nice, comfortable seat. I haven't said much about how to sit, but the point about sitting is mostly just to have a comfortable, stable, nice posture that you can keep for the duration of the meditation. 40 minutes is quite long to sit in one posture, but once you get used to it, it's quite easy. You just have to, learn how to do this sort of thing. But the idea of the posture is to be have that sense of stability, so feet kind of flat on the ground, sitting against, with a reasonably straight back. You can lean back. Leaning back is kind of nice, as long as you don't lean back too much, so you kind of fall backwards or anything like that. So be careful. And then when you have that nice posture with your hands in your lap, and you feel kind of nice and stable, that's a good place to start the meditation practice. Okay, so let's get going here. Okay, so nice to come into this nice air-conditioned hall. You can feel your mind clearing up a little bit from the ordinary heat and humidity of KL, but here is nice and cool, and you feel that sense of sharpening of the senses when you come in here. And this is so important. It shows you that the comfort of the body really matters. And when you have that degree of comfort internally and externally, that is where meditation can happen. Too much discomfort, too much pain, too much heat, all of these things makes it very hard, because the mind is not at ease. The mind is not clear. The mind is concerned with problems. And when the mind is concerned with problems, or is feeling too much suffering, it doesn't want to be in the present. It doesn't want to be here. It wants to go somewhere else. Either it becomes sleepy, or it fantasizes, or it thinks about the past and the future, or whatever. One thing is certain: it does not want to be here. So to enable the presence of the mind, it is so important to enjoy the fact of sitting here. Number one point of enjoyment is not to have pain, not to have problems. This is such an easy way of understanding how meditation works, why you have to be at ease. This is because simply too much pain, too much problems drives the mind out of the present. So find that balance within yourself, the balance where you can't really overindulge here anyway, so forget about the indulgent side. The problem is more the pain side of things, the discomfort side of things. So find that ease, that beautiful middle way, and then try to enjoy this short time we have together sitting in meditation. Do not fight your mind in meditation. Don't try to be this way or that way. Don't force yourself to overcome any drowsiness. Don't force your mind onto the meditation because it's too restless. All of these things are counterproductive. It is the forcing that makes the mind out of control in the first place. And so you want to avoid that. Instead, you want to allow the mind to be its natural self. If that means you are tired, so be it. If that means restlessness, so be it. Instead, we gently encourage the mind in the right way. And the most powerful ways of doing that is again by enjoying what we are doing. And that enjoyment can come from a variety of sources. One is just noticing the sheer pleasure of sitting quietly compared to being busy, letting go of all one's duties for a short while. And just that idea of letting go of the burdens of life is often enough just to give a sense of pleasure to the meditation practice. But also the sense that you are now part of something that is so important in life, the idea of having a spiritual practice, something more than just ordinary existence, something more profound, something more meaningful. How important that is, and how the majority of humanity miss out on this possibility of doing something that is truly meaningful in life. You are now part of this, and what an amazing thing that is. You are in the presence of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And what an amazing thing it is to be part of these three gems of Buddhism, being able to delve into that. It should be enough to give you a sense of uplift, a sense of joy, a sense that this is really, truly meaningful in a really profound sense. So wherever you can find joy, maybe just the joy of the company of the people around you, being in a good place, the joy of having lived a good life, the joy of being a generous person, the joy of gratitude. Just look for the joy, just gently. And as you do that, it's like you are nudging the mind in the right direction, not really using force, not using willpower, but a gentle reminder of all the positive things that are part of this existence of ours. And then the mind hopefully will gradually incline in the right direction. And as you gradually allow the experience of meditation to develop, you will find that the mind does all kinds of strange things. It goes this way and that way. It thinks about this, it thinks about that. It gets tired. And the trick here is just to allow things to be, not to do anything about it. All you can do is just nudge the mind, as I suggested already. But a lot of the time you just have to wait. You just have to be patient with yourself. And this is the old simile of the being the passenger on the train. When you are the passenger on the train, all you can do is look out of the window, but you cannot really decide where to go. The destination, the tracks of the train are already laid. You have to follow a certain direction. If the terrain outside is beautiful, you observe the beautiful land outside. If the view in the window is ugly, you have to deal with the ugliness of the view in the window. You have no choice. In the same way in meditation, you are a passenger. You're allowing the scenery in your mind to change from one thing to something else, and allowing it just to be. And your job is just to be aware. And through that awareness, through the power of the mindfulness, gradually things will settle down all by themselves. You just have to be present. You just have to notice what is there. And as you do so, it will happen. This is the power of mindfulness. And then, as you carry on in this way, gradually the breath becomes more clear. And then, as the breath becomes clear, you find yourself doing the mindfulness of breathing. Okay, so once again, just take a few moments to review the meditation. So just continue with your eyes closed and try to look back and see how things have improved and what that means and how it comes about. Okay, so that is the end of the meditation. So let's have a short break and we'll see you again soon.